Una na po dyan, ipapakilala ko sa inyo ang ating former LTFRB Chairman, Attorney Martin Delga. Attorney Delga.
Harvey, and sa mga nanonood yan.
Thank you, Attorney. And of course, isa sa mga tunay na maisog, former Executive Secretary, Attorney Vic Rodriguez.
Magandang gabi, Harvey, at magandang gabi sa lahat ng nakasubaybay.
Good evening, Attorney. And also joining us tonight, Davao City 3rd District Representative, Congressman Isidro C. Punga.
Good evening, Harvey. Magandang gabi din sa ating mga viewers. Good evening sa ating lahat.
And to complete this episode, what truly makes this episode special, ladies and gentlemen, makakasama natin ang pinakamamahal nating Pangulo, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Mayor and attorneys, magandang gabi. Thank you very much for joining us tonight in this very special episode of Basta Dalawenyo. Before tayo magpatuloy, Mr. President, Sir, Mayor, mangumusta lang po kami sa inyo. We'd like to bid you Happy New Year. And I think this is also the question of our fellow Filipinos, sir. Kamusta po kayo ngayon po?
Mabuti po ang... okay ako. Ang importante ang Davao City. Sali mo na ang Pilipinas. Sana naman okay tayong lahat. I pray to God that everything is fine with the country.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President, there are certain things that we wish to discuss tonight. No? Isa sa mga pinag-usapan dito sa not only in Davao City but in the entire country is itong ang national budget natin for this year. And joining us tonight, sir, is the our congressman from 3rd District in Davao City, and he is also the former chair of the Committee on Appropriations ng Congress to discuss some things on the budget, particularly doon sa bicameral report na pinirmahan ng Congress and Senate. So I'd like to give the floor to Congressman C.B.
Let me start with the procedure. When the President submits the budget to Congress, so it's usually submitted by the DBM to the House of Representatives because the budget emanates from the House of Representatives. Then pagdating sa House of Representatives, matanggap yung National Expenditure Program and the other documents, yung BASF, saka other related documents sa budget. Then dadaan yun sa first reading, second reading, third reading. So after it's approved on third reading, pupunta sa Senado. Pagdating naman sa Senado, the same procedure, first reading, second reading, and third reading. So usually, magkaiba yung naipasa ng lower house at saka upper house, yung ating lower house of Congress at saka Senate. Then whatever is the difference, i-harmonize yan sa pamamagitan ng isang tinatawag natin na bicameral conference committee. Yung bicameral conference committee naman, pagkatapos nila, gagawa yun sila ng bicameral conference committee report. Yung bicam report na yun, assuming okay na, pipirmahan nila yun at i-ratify ng both houses, ng Senate at saka House of Representatives. After the ratification, so lalabas na yung enrolled bill, pupunta na yun babalik sa Presidente. The President will sign the budget for it to become effective, for the budget to operate the following year. Didiretso na lang ako, medyo mahaba kasi yung pag-usapan natin. Sa nakita ko kasi, may nakita akong maraming kulang sa BICAM report. Yung Bicameral Conference Committee report, pinirmahan kahit may mga nakikita tayong blanco. So far, ito yung nakikita ko na pages na kulang. Page SP11, page SP12, page SP13, page SP15, page SP17, page SP20, page SP21, page SP22, page SP36, page SP37, page SP162, page SP168, page SP183. Mostly from the Department of Agriculture and on program appropriations. So let's go directly to the page SP11 to SP12. Pwede naman siguro i-flash ito sa ating screen, no? Nahalata ko sa kasi Mayor, Mr. President, na maraming, at saka Harvey, maraming blanco. And these are not, I would say, ordinary figures because these figures will reach to billions of pesos. So, tingnan natin sa page SP11 to SP12. Line 49. After the acronym NIA, delete the amount in figures, 74,570,743,000 and replace with blank. Kita naman sa screen. Line number 52. After the acronym PCA, delete the amount in figures 889,065,000 and replace with blank. after the word total, delete the amount in figures 104,820,715,000 and replace with blank. At saka sa number 7, you will see the amount. Dito sa Bicameral Conference Committee report ito. NIA is blank, PCA is blank, total is blank. So maraming pages ito na ganito. Kung isa-isahin natin, I think 13 pages pa yung nakita ko na blanco at saka pakinayin sa unprogram appropriations. At saka may nakita din akong observation. Sa page SP11 of the BICAM report, it says that the Agricultural and Fisheries Modernization Program of 146,335,937,000. Klaro yun sa BICAM report. However, pagdating sa GAA, General Appropriations Act, ang lumabas na figure is only 126,728,221,000. Ang ibig sabihin, merong discrepancy. So, paano nagka-discrepancy? So, with all these findings, makikita natin na defective yung BICAM report. Bakit pinirmahan ng members? So, the House and the Senate ratified defective BICAM report. In other words, apektado yung ating GAA because BICAM report was defective. What was ratified by both houses are defective. Ang dami ko lang, blanco. That can be shown in the BICAM report at pirmado. So, yun ang aking nakikita na findings.
Thank you, Congressman. See, just before we get the input, the insights of President Duterte, just to refresh the timeline, this bicameral report was signed and ratified last December 11.
Yes, December 11, ang final meeting nila ng Bicameral Conference Committee report at pinirmahan ng members. And on the same day, December 11, the 222 pages Bicameral Conference Committee report was ratified by the Senate and the House. So both houses ratified it, and the enrolled bill was signed by the President December 30, 2024.
Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, especially for those Filipinos na, to put this na maintindihan nila, simply sir, kumbaga, there's this document, this BICAM report, na pinirmahan na may mga blanco pa na items.
Yes, makikita ito, nandito sa, ito yung copy ng, total copy ng Bicameral Conference Committee report. Nandito yung 222 pages, may mga vacant pages. I really don't know kung paano lumabas na may figure na pagdating sa GAA.
Okay, thank you po. Mr. President, sir, what's your comment on this particular issue?
Well, it falls short sa exacting standard ng ating batas na lalo na money appropriations must appear the true and correct value kung anong gusto mong, what would be the application for the money for, public money. Pagka ganon, there's something terribly wrong. And as a matter of fact, I would say, kung may mga blanco yan lumusot, that is not a valid legislation. Kung nasa batas na yan, lumabas na yan ng blanco-blanco, either it could be filled up before or after sa Congress, pagka ganon, what must be submitted is the true and correct figure coming out as prepared by the budget submitted to Congress for appropriation. Pagkaputol-putol yan o may kulang, that is not a valid budget for implementation as law. It's not only inaccurate, but I think the budget is in totality invalid. Hindi na pwede mag-blanco-blanco dyan sa pera ng tao. Ano ka man? It's people's money. Maglagay ka ng mga mga provisions, but without the true and correct items or money that would be appropriated by Congress, by the people owning the money. So everything must be explained clear, patent, without doubt na itong pera na ito para ito sa ganito. Itong para na ito para sa eskwelahan, ito para sa agriculture. But you do not leave any item there vacant. Itong pera na ito blanco to be filled up later on. That is not allowed by law. And that budget already, I would like to remind Congress, mali ho yan. it's invalid, please correct it. Or recall the budget and demand an explanation kung bakit dumating sa inyo yan na ganun kablangko. We are not, para ka binigyan ka ng blanco check dyan, o sige, bahala na kung ano ilagay ninyo. In the same manner, yung mga blanco-blanco dyan, whatever or whoever corresponds to that particular item is free to just fill up the amount. That is not by all commandments of the law, that cannot be valid, invalid, unenforceable. And kung na-implement na, it must be corrected and the money returned if already spent or corrected. And kung sino man ang ano niyan, they have to give us the explanation. Otherwise, sabihin ko sa mga Pilipino, huwag na kayong magbayad ng buwis ninyo. Ganun lang naman, pinagsasayang ito mga kumang na to, puro check-in na blanco, then they try to pass it as a law, and they are free to choose now the amount which they want to place. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang reserva nila, kung anong gusto na ilagay, sobra doon sa pera natin. It could be that the money is in the hands of the government now, or future appropriations, or reserva ba ito? If it does not clear anything, then that is invalid and not correct.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to get also your thoughts on this, this particular matter. Now the former president has said that this is outright invalid and unenforceable. So, what do you think on that?
I fully agree with the President. Nagsalita na si Pangulong Duterte na illegal yung 2025 budget. At tama yung sinabi ni Congressman Sid na ito ay napirmahan originally December 11 and the President was supposed to sign it December 20. Pero natulak ito ng December 30 at sinasabi nga nila na pag-aaralan daw dahil sinasabi ng Malacanang na ang Administrasyong Marcos ay been very prudent in programming and budgeting. But with this revelation now of Congressman Sid na pumirma ang Bicameral Conference Committee ng blankong final committee report, ito yung magpapasinungaling doon sa sinasabi na nagsagawa ng isang complete staff work at nagsagawa ng due diligence ang tanggapan ng Pangulo. Ang i-challenge ko lang siguro, Kong Sid, baka naman kasi sabihin ng mga miyembro ng BICAM Committee, yung blankong yan, meron kaming agreement dyan na i-fill upan na lang ng kanilang technical working group o secretariat. Pwede po ba yun?
Hindi yan pwede because and I think it's in the BICAM report also that we made an omnibus motion to allow the technical staff to make correction in cases of typographical, grammatical, or nasa omnibus motion, printing errors. So they are allowed to make necessary adjustments. So those are material and substantial items. Yung blank items, may figures na malalaki, hindi pwede yun. That can never be classified as typographical or grammatical or printing error.
Alam mo, yung nakikinig, baka hindi nyo lang yan, yung typographical, grammar or anything that has nothing to do with what the intent of the law or Congress wants. Now, you put anything there that is not the reflection of what Congress has passed or what is really the correct amount doon sa mga budget, i-jumble-jumble ninyo, that is falsification of law. Perjury or whatever, perjury, forgery, and it can only amount to one thing. Alam mo ano? It's criminal action. You can all go to jail for that. At kung ano, ako ang binigyan ng trabaho to follow up these things, and ganito ang lumabas, my God, you will all go to jail. Mabigat yan. Public document na yan. So if it's different from what was really intended by Congress, or was not really true and accurate copy as passed by Congress, that is falsified or forgery. In which case, mamili ka lang, forgery, falsification, or jail. Alin dyan sa tatlo, papasok sa iyo.
Mr. President, bilang dating prosecutor, magaling abogado, dating can they argue that what they did nung blinangko can they put up as a defense na there is a proper delegation ng kanilang duty sa kanilang secretariat o kaya sa kanilang technical working group na binigay nila na kayo na lang ang maglagay ng figure at inaprubahan na namin in principle yung mga items dyan.
These are the things that cannot be delegated, especially the amounts. Hindi mo pwedeng biro-biro yan. It must be exact. Nandiyan pa lang sa Congress paglabas niyan, if the amount is 1 million, it's 1 million. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na kayo na mag-correct 1,200,000 or make the corresponding inaccuracies or sabihin mo yung anong pinag-usapan na dito after the law was passed. You cannot correct it by yourselves. It has go to the main body or to the person who was the authority to define and characterize the law. Kung ibigay mo yan dyan sa inyo, at most inyo is typographical error or maybe mistakes in spelling. But you cannot change the germane topic of that's not allowed by law. That's a very dangerous thing, tinkering with itong batas natin. Because it could change, it could be serious, and it could put the trouble in the system dito sa ating separate of powers ng Supreme Court, Judiciary, and the President. Bawal yan. Talagang hindi pwede yan. Baski na and or, bantayan ninyo yan. And or, iba yan. Hindi yan pwede na you just look up to the sky and you just try to discern if it was really the intent of siguraduhin mo doon sa records, makinig ka kung anong pinagsasabi ng mga lawmakers doon, or what is the intent, or what is really this spoken words. Mahirap kang kayo dito sa baba. You are not, hindi naman ako minamaliit ko kayo. O dito kayo sa baba, aside from the lawmakers, do not pretend to know. And do not pretend to guess what is right and what is wrong, and what is true and what is false. Talagang accurate yan. Refer to the records, and if you cannot get it from kung hindi masyado klaro, then you listen to the recorded history doon sa Congress. Marami namang stenographic notes dyan eh. Hindi lang isang tao dyan. May stenographic notes ang Senate, the individual senator, and yung report ng Congress itself. You cannot, do not say that you cannot go wrong. Hindi ka pwede sa'yo magkamali ka. There's so many records to refer to or get into what is really the accurate and true whatever it is that is to be placed there in the document, whether it is a law, resolution, or official document.
Thank you, sir. Attorney Del, is there anything you wish to add in the discussion?
Yes, actually earlier, when Congressman Ungab showed me these documents, I was honestly in total shock. Tama yung sinabi ni Presidente that all the figures in the enrolled bill for the General Appropriations Act for the President to sign should be accurate. But in my experience, in fact, if I may add, Mr. President, meticulously accurate. Because I was once a head of a line agency, yung LTFRB. Mabusisi ang pag-prepare namin sa aming budget proposal. No? As mentioned by Congressman Sid, yung sinasabi niyang National Expenditure Program or the President's Bill as they call it, dumadaan yan sa lahat ng mga ahensya, kagaya ng ahensya that I headed, that we were required for every item that we need to spend for next year, we have to justify it, and we submitted it to the Office of the President. And once the President endorsed it to Congress, yung sinabi naman ni Congressman Ungab na dadaan sa first reading, second reading, ibig sabihin po niyan, pinapadala kami sa Kongreso to justify our budget proposal for the following year. Ibig sabihin, mabusisi yung budget proposal. Kaya talagang I was really in shock when I said, kung mabusisi pala yung proseso, pagdating sa dulo, blanco. Paano nangyari?
Hindi talaga pwede yan. Hindi talaga pwede yan. That's in plain, that's bullshit. Either somebody there is stupid or more stupid than the others. Huwag mong gawain niya because it carries with it a lot of legal consequences. Isa dyan, yung mapriso ka. And you cannot escape the rigors of scrutiny kasi dadaan ng maraming papel. And it goes back to the proponents, kung may kopya sila, pero sabi niya, puta, hindi ko ito sinabi. This is wrong because I never advocated for this kind of action. Malikot ang papel sa gobyerno. So, do not try to, for those enterprising or whatever you want, huwag mong gawain niya kasi talagang kung sa opisina kita, barilin kita. Totoo, para mo akong pinahiya. At pagtawanan ako ng mga congressman. So, mabuti yung alam ninyo. Barilan ka agad para wala ng istorya. Luko-luko may trial pa tayo, ang gastos yan.
Yes, Congressman City.
Actually, this is already my 15th year in Congress, no? Thanks kay Mayor at pinatakbo niya akong congressman. My 15th year, and I have been chairman of the Committee on Appropriations from 2013 to 2016, and I was also chairman of the Committee on Appropriations in 2019. This is the first time that I saw a bicameral conference committee report na may mga blanco. Nasyak nga ako.
Hindi po din para ka nag-issue ng check kanya ng blanco to. You are dealing with the people of the Philippines. You do not issue a blank check to anyone because that is really addressed to the government first. At ang mga taga-gobyerno ang maglagay ng what's the ano yung sabihin? Sila na ang maglagay, ang sekretary o ang direktor? Anong kalokohan ng naisip ninyo niya?
Obviously, Mr. President, meron akong abandonment of constitutional duty on the part of Congress. But kung sino sa tingin mo ang nag-fill up ng blanco? Kung yung BICAM pa rin ba who operates as the third chamber o merong fourth chamber na unknown?
Well, let us assume na yung mga pumirma sila, but tama yung imagination mo. Yung BICAM has been called now the third chamber kasi binabago talaga nila yung binabago nila yung budget. Nung araw, inabutan ko pa yun sa that was 16th Congress na kung ano yung natapos ng House
Appropriations Act,
GAB, at saka yung GAB na ginawa ng Senate, gagawa pa kami ng matrix. Yung House version kasi versus Senate version, then yung variance. Yun ang pag-usapan nyo kung ano yung
reconciliation.
Reconciliation by matrix. Ngayon, binabago talaga nila lahat. So, that's why we call it third chamber. Yung possible imagination na may fourth chamber na nag-fill up. Well, kung meron man, those who sign are still responsible kasi sila pumirma.
Falsification yan. If it changes the meaning, if it's just a grammar, putting a correct one or in ganon, okay pa yan. And or, pero if you change, put the sentence to change its meaning, far different from the original intent of Congress or the executive order, then it changes the meaning and you are not allowed to do that because you can go to jail.
At Mr. President, yung fina-flash show kanina sa screen ay yung nakuha lang ni Kong Sid na kopya. Para marami hong nakikinig sa inyo at sumusubaybay, baka pwede ipakita rin ho ninyo sa kanila yung kopya kung ipinakita ninyo na pirmado ng mga miyembro ng Bicameral Conference Committee na blanco yung amount na inaprubahan at naging enrolled. Ito po. Yung mga blanco. Pinagpirmado nila.
Ito yung mga blanco. You cannot pass a law with blank.
It has to be complete and instant.
That is not allowed. Bakit mo ilagay blanco dyan? Oh, if it's a contingent amount, you place the contingent amount. Whether it falls short or sobra, then you can add. Or kunin mo kung may sobra. But you cannot speculate by placing a blank there for the amount of the appropriations or whatever it is. It's just not, it is not allowed by law. You cannot pass an incomplete appropriation or bill for that matter, whatever. It leaves an speculation. Ano pa yung tao, ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Ano bang ilagay natin dito? Then, whoever is the end user of this papel would have the, ngayon, kung bright ka, Sige, lagay na natin dito, pasobrahan natin ng konti. Para yung, ganun talaga, magkulang. O sige, sobrahan ninyo, o kulangan ninyo. Then you leave the money intended for any public purpose to the speculation or to the guessing game of the people who are supposed to implement the law. Bawal o yan. Bawal o yan. And you can go to jail for that. Mind you.
Thank you, sir. Congressman Sid, just to give especially the ordinary Filipinos better understanding on this, itong bicameral report was already signed and ratified, has been incomplete, frankly, no? Has been transmitted to the executive department.
Hindi. Yung bicameral conference committee report, after ratification, i-reflect na yun siya sa tinatawag na enrolled bill. Yun na yung final copy.
Correct.
Na dadalhin sa Malacanang for signature to the President.
Correct.
Usually, pagdating naman sa President, marami namang economic managers, particularly DBM, will assist him to review the budget.
Correct. So, ang nangyari, sir, no, just for everyone's understanding, that bicameral report na blanco, we could assume...
May pages na blanco.
May pages na blanco. We could assume that when it reached the office of the President, may items na yun. May amount.
Meron na, may amount na. Yung GAAMER, yung enrolled bill na dumating sa office of the President, may amount na.
Correct. Which later on, he signed. The President side.
After the review, kasi nag-request ng extension, di ba? Nag-move niya yung signing kasi i-review doon niya.
Now, Congressman Sid, with this development now, that we found out that the bicameral report was, there were items na blanco, but napirmahan na. What could be the implication on this particular matter, especially to the office of the President?
Actually, the budget is highly questionable. Kung akong tatanungin, akit na yan dapat sa Supreme Court kasi napirmahan na ng Presidente.
Sid, matanong kita, when would be the earliest event that could discover this kind of...
Actually, Mayor President, I was studying, gumagawa ko ng paper. Yung part 1, binigay ko na kay Atty. Vic. Marami na akong binigyan. Yung mga kaibigan ko na mga advocates doon, health advocates, pinadagyan sa part 1. While I was making part 2, in fact, I have a meeting last week dapat kay Atty. Bago na yan, a few days ago, kay Atty. Vic sa kay Peter Lavinia. Nung yun, ibas ko. Nakita ko, all of a sudden, na-remember ko yung bicameral conference committee report kasi gaa-gaa lang tayo unconstitutional, yung education budget, nalampasan ng DPWH. When I reviewed the PhilHealth budget, sabi ko, tingnan ko kayo yung BICAM report. Tingnan ko yung BICAM report because I want to know kung ano ba yung ginawa nila. Nasyak ako nung nakita ko, pag open ko sa BICAM report, naku, may mga blanco. So, isa-isa ko. So, I made my study now. Ito na yung ginawa ko, Mr. President, na mga 3 or 4 days ago, nakita ko.
It behooves upon you to call the attention of the public. And lahat na, President, pati lahat ng Senador, pati yung judiciary, that there is something terribly wrong going on. And if need be, you file the necessary corresponding charges. Anti-graft, kung sino ng palusot niya into its final form na dumating sa inyo. You did not really na-approve as a Congress. Any attempt to pass on to Congress a falsified or a thing which is not a document which is not true and correct is, as a matter of fact, at that point, already a consummated crime.
In fact, Mr. President, yung pinakita po ninyo kanina, itong signed na committee report, it bolstered and strengthened the position po ng Makati Business Club na itong 2025 unconstitutional budget is not only unconstitutional but hijacked. Hinijack talaga dahil totally different from the NEP that was submitted by the Office of the President. Ang masaklap pa, hinijack yun na blanco pa yung committee report sa napakaraming items.
Well, that's something which has been looked into. I hope that the appropriate action can be taken by ikaw, Sid, or any other Filipino dito nakikinig sa atin ngayon. Ako sana, pero matanda na ako, matagal na ako nawala sa practice. But nandito sila, Atty. Delgra and the rest of the taga Davao, meron naman marami kami ditong talagang totoong Pilipino na bumahal sa bayan. So, I'm sure that they would not allow these things to pass just like that. Mahirap yan.
If I may, Mr. President and Congressman Harvey, ang pagkaintindi ko dito sa na-discovery mo, Congressman Sid, isang departamento lang ito, and including a provision on the unprogrammed appropriation.
Yes, isang department.
Mukhang hindi mo pa natapos kung baka mayroon pa mga blanco.
Actually, may part 3 ako, pero highly technical eh. Pero it still affects the integrity of the budget. May mga dinagdag eh.
You can give it to the, pa dito sa mga locals na ano, mga sanay sa budget, even itong mga local governments, I may be able to help you to find some people are willing to work on it. Pag-aralan yan. Hindi tayo nakulang yan. Siguro, si Atona Delgra is one hell of a Filipino. A good lawyer. Siya yung abogado ko nga eh. Pero hindi ako makulong. Pero kung makulong ako, malas talaga. Ibig sabihin. Hindi dahil sa kanila. Baka dahil kay ano. Sino ito mga ito?
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir, Congressman Sid, are there any things pa na you wish to discuss on this particular, ito sa report na ito?
I think we have thoroughly discussed it already.
With that, Mr. President, I think we've covered the things that we would like to discuss on this particular matter. So before we close, perhaps, Attorney Vic, meron ka pang gusto dagdag kay Attorney Delga?
Dagdag ko lang yung naging pangungusap ni Pangulong Duterte, tayo mga Pilipino, maging vigilant tayo. Nakita natin na yung akala natin na unconstitutional 2025 budget ay dahil lamang sa pag-defund sa PhilHealth. Ito pong ipinakita ngayong gabi ni Pangulong Duterte, yung blankong committee report ng Bicameral Conference Committee ay higit pa pala doon sa nalalaman nating mga Pilipino. At pasalamat tayo kay Congressman Sidungab sa kanyang pagsasaliksik at lumalabas yung katotohanan dahil wala na talagang transparency. At ngayon naman, tayo mga Pilipino dapat humingi ng accountability.
Thank you, Attorney Vic. Attorney Delga?
Yes po. Itong na-discover ni Congressman Sid, mas mabigat pa ito to what was already discussed in the several weeks that we had, as mentioned by Attorney Vic, as regards yung pagtataas ng budget ng DPWH over that of the education sector, which is already unconstitutional. Ito, mas glaring pa ang anomalya. So I think this has to be addressed. And good that Mr. President had called out to the Filipino people to look into this and to question the highly anomalous legislative process in coming up with a national budget for 2025.
Alam mo, if I may add, nakikiusap lang ako sa mga ulol na to. Kung sino yung gumagawa ng ganun. Pwede bang sabihin ko sa inyo na do not the people of the Philippines magkagulo tayo. Huwag ninyo kaming isali, buhay pa ako. Saka nandyan yung military pati police hindi papayag ng I know them. The ever vigilant na military pati police. Hindi papayag ng ano. You better, kayong nasa bureaucracy, better stand up straight and be counted as a true Filipino. Otherwise, you are asking for your early demise. Alam mo, pag nagkudita ito, patayan left and right yan, baka una kayo. Alam mo, yung ayaw ng sundalo, naghihirap na nga sila para sa bayan, tapos nanakawan pa ninyo ng pera. Hindi, ibigay na lang sa mga sundalo sana yan. Bakit pa ninyo, not good. Not good. Dagdag na lang yung sa edukasyon sa mga bata. Yung sa mga disasters, dagdagan ninyo. Yung ano talaga, edukasyon, pati yung mga sa welfare department. Yung nangailangan talaga ng ano. Ako, edukasyon. Dagdag na lang ninyo, huwag ninyong sayangan yung pera. Yan lang ang payo ko sa inyo. Sabi, nag-warning ako sa inyo, huwag kayong gumagawa ng ganun. Pagka marami, hindi papayag ang sundalo niya. Iyariin kayo, sigurado ako niyan. Kilala ko ang sundalo. Naging presidente ako. Napipigilan lang. Pero pag if it goes haywire, bahala kayo. Basta ako nagbigay ng warning sa inyo.
Thank you, sir. Congressman Sid, I know this is just the beginning of the discussions on this particular item, but your message, sir, to our fellow Filipinos right now is
Sa ating mga kababayan na nakikinig ngayon, you can see the documents, you can see the figures na mga blanco, makikita nyo naman yan. It's up for you to decide. Tingnan niyo. May mali talaga na nangyari sa budget natin.
Thank you, Congressman Sid. And of course, Mr. President, sir, we would like to get your message also just before we close to our fellow Filipinos.
Nandito kami lahat, si Vic, pati si Sid, pati si Martin, of course ikaw, gusto lang namin malaman ng tao na interesado kami sa ating interest sa bayan. All we want is the truth and the correct way of doing it. Huwag na lang tayong lumabas dyan sa ano ang totoo, ano ang tama. Kalimutan ninyo lahat yun, mga anti-grap, wala yan. Stick to what is right and what is the truth. Yan lang dalawa. Wala na kayong dapat alalahanin. Yan ang para sa bayan, para sa anak natin. Salamat po.